Welcome to the Stop Overdrinking and Start Living podcast, where high-achieving, goal-oriented rebel women come to learn how to live a vibrant and fulfilling life without requiring alcohol to get through it. No labels, no judgments, no saying you'll never drink again. Just real proven methods to help you stop rebelling against yourself with alcohol so you can drink less and do more. I'm your host, Angela Mascenik. Let's dig in. Welcome to episode 124, When Things Change. Well, hello. How are y'all? Happy May, mid-May. I don't know where we are. I keep wanting to say May 4th, but I think it's May 12th. I'm not even sure. What's going on, people? I'm so excited because, first of all, I got to let you know of a couple things. First of all, you need to apply to join me in my Stop Overdrinking and Start Living program. Because for everybody that's inside my program right now, you are going to get free access to a live online conference called Stop Overdrinking and Start Living, the conference. So if you're currently enrolled inside my coaching program, at the time of the conference, you get to come for free. And so you should definitely click the link in the show notes, watch the videos, apply to join me in my coaching program so you can attend this conference as a part of the program. All right, so the next part that I want to tell you about is the conference where I'm actually opening it up for everybody to attend for a very small fee. It's going to be $97. It's going to be on the weekend of June 4th. And we're going to come together for some chunks of time over that weekend. We're going to kick it off on Friday, June 4th with a dance party on Friday night. And I'm going to have a little Q&A session with me, and then I'm going to give you a little session on planning for success. So I'm going to go over how I help my clients plan to take a short break from alcohol or plan to not overdrink in a successful way. So that's what we're going to do on Friday night. And then Saturday, for a few hours, we're going to come together and we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of why we're overdrinking. So I'm going to take you through that thoughts, feelings, action process. We're going to get some awareness of why you're overdrinking. And this is all going to be in a workshop format. So I'm going to be workshopping with you. We're going to have a small workbook to work from. You can ask me questions and build some awareness of why you're doing what you're doing. And then I'm going to give you another tool to shift what you're doing, and how you can think, feel, and act in a new way to stop overdrinking. And then I'm super excited. After that section is over, we're going to have a guest panel of some amazing women who have been coaching with me inside my Stop Overdrinking and Start Living program. They're going to come on and do a guest panel where you guys can ask them questions about their experience, their journeys, some of the things that they've been doing to make themselves successful. And that's going to be super fun as well. And then on Sunday, we're going to come back together for a couple hours and we're going to do some hot seat coaching. And hot seat coaching is like speed dating. So you come with one topic that I'm going to coach you on, and you can have a big transformation in a very short session with me. And it's going to be super fun. You can observe other people getting coaching and apply the same coaching that I'm giving them to your own lives. Super, super fun, super life-changing, and fast-paced. So that's what the conference looks like. Each of these segments are only, Friday night it's only going to be about an hour or so. Saturday it's going to be about 3 or 4 hours. And then Sunday it's going to be about 90 minutes to 2 hours. So it's all also going to be recorded. So if you can't attend one of those sessions on one of those days, you don't have to worry. The recording will be sent out same day. So even if you're a little bit late, you can catch up and watch the recording. They'll be emailed to you the same day of the session. So click the link in the show notes and read more about it. It's $97 for the whole weekend. This is the first time where I'm charging for a deep dive into this work that I teach, and you're going to get a workbook. You're going to be immersed in this, and you're going to walk away from that weekend feeling confident that you can change your relationship with alcohol and have some success while we're together with access to me and all my tools that I teach inside my longer term coaching program. So you don't want to miss this. I don't know if I'll be offering it again, so get in there. that's my announcement. So if you're a current member inside my 6-month program, you will be able to access that workshop conference, and I'm opening up to the public to work with me for a very small fee, the $97 for the weekend. And you can also have like a little mini Stop Overdrinking and Start Living program with me and other women all working on this together. It'll be super fun. All right, so what I want to talk to y'all today about is change. So we've had a lot of changes this past year and a half, right? So I don't think we need to rehash all of them, but we've adapted a little bit, right? And a lot of my clients have really dug in and worked on stopping over drinking over these past 6 months, 9 months to a year, okay, during the pandemic. And I'm coaching them now, and I'm hearing a lot about like their worries about going back into the public, going back into social environments. Some of them are going back to work, like in an office setting or someplace outside of the home, right? They've been at home, working from home, doing all the things at home, working on their drinking, all the things. And now we're opening things back up and we're going back into the world, right? And there's a lot of nervousness around that, and a lot of worry and a lot of anxiousness. And I just want you to know that that's normal. First of all, like it's normal to feel a little anxious, a little worried about that. You might be excited, but you also might be, oh, am I going to be able to keep going with this? I haven't put myself in social situations. I haven't had the stressors of work, besides, what's happening at home, but when we go into the office now, we have to commute again. Now we have to manage our time a little bit more, right? Like there's added things that are changing that are coming up. So the weather is getting nicer. We're being more social and outside. We might be taking a vacation for the first time. So all these things. So the topic of today is when things change. And when things change, your brain likes to freak out about it, first of all. Humans like repetition. We like doing the same things over and over again. Like there's comfort in knowing what our schedule is every day, what to expect every day. We don't have to keep scanning for dangerous things out there in the world, right? Like we know what to expect, and we like knowing that. That's why at the beginning of the pandemic, there was a lot of uncertainty because we didn't know like what was going to happen, if we were going to be safe, how long it was going to last. And a lot of people got extra coaching around that, right? And then when we feel that way, when things change, you might notice that you want to drink more or eat more, or you just feel like this little like unsettled feeling going on, and you may not be able to pinpoint it. So I would recommend that you sit down and you really think about things the way they are today versus maybe where they were a month ago, right? So are you going back to work? Do you have a vacation coming up? Are you planning to see more friends socially? If anything like that is changing for you, or are your kids coming home for school? Maybe your kids didn't go to school for a year during the pandemic, and then they went back to school for a month or two, right? There's some adjustment there. And now they're going to be coming home again for the summer. That's what it's like for me. My kids were home for a whole year. They went back for like less than 2 months. And now we've got about a month left, and then they're going to be home again for the summer. So big, deep breath. Identify if there's something like that happening for you, and note that there is a change coming. And I want you to do an exercise. So write down what that might be for you, whether it's a kid going back to school, coming to school, graduating, going back to work, going on a vacation, seeing your friends more. Identify what you think might be the reason of your nervousness or your feeling of unsettledness, okay? And then just write that down in your journal or on a piece of paper, okay? And then I just want you to ask yourself, what am I thinking about this? Whatever it is that you wrote down. And then I just want you to dump out and unload all of the thoughts that your brain is offering you when you think about this specific instance. So when I talk to you all about writing out your thoughts, this is what I mean. So in my journal, I would write kids coming home from school, kids at home for the summer. Okay, so that's like the topic. And then in my journal, I would be like, okay, what am I thinking about that? It's going to be hard. We're not going to have anything for them to do. It's going to be stressful. I'm going to be interrupted a lot. They're going to get bored. What are we going to do? That kind of thoughts. Like those are my first initial thoughts about it. Okay. And that's real. Like I'm sharing you my real thoughts about it. Okay. You want to see those thoughts on the paper so you can look at them. Okay. Just know right now they're just sentences in your mind. They're just words that are kind of floating up there in your brain. And really, they're just an idea of what might it be like in the future. All right. So as things change, remember the theme of this podcast, as things are starting to shift and to change in your life, whether it's just summertime happening and, going out for drinks with your friends, whatever it is, you've got your topic and then you have a lot of thoughts about that. Okay. So for some of you, it might be, I'm more social now. I'm going to be more social now. So your topic would be social interactions. And then you want to write down all of the thoughts that you have about social interactions, new social interactions that maybe you haven't had in a year, right? So what are you thinking about drinking in those social situations? You might be like, I'm worried I'm going to overdrink. I've been doing so well at home where I can control my environment. I don't know if I can control it out in the public around other people. That's where I normally overdrink. Like uncover all of those thoughts that you have in your head. Okay? And then I just want you to pull out one thought that you have that kind of sticks out to you, that might be like, this one might be tripping me up a little bit. And you just ask yourself, how does that thought make me feel? And then you note it. And now you have some awareness. Now you might begin to be like, oh, this makes sense. This is why I have been kind of feeling a little restless, right? A little like worried or unsettled for the past couple weeks. Okay. And notice what you've been doing when you've been feeling that way. If you're kind of like, just not real sure, like you're just kind of like going through the motions throughout your day, you're just kind of off, right? Now we kind of know why, right? So like we've identified a topic, we got clear on what we're currently thinking about it, and we've named a feeling that we're experiencing, all right? And so now it makes sense, right? Okay, I can see why I've been kind of feeling this way and like why I'm a little bit nervous right now or worried or I'm projecting terrible things are going to happen, right? And just remember that they're just sentences in your brain and there's feelings in your body that you're generating by thinking this way. Okay, so that off feeling, that restlessness, that worrisome, nervousness, whatever that is coming from how you're thinking. So we've got something to work with here now. Now we have awareness. And awareness is always your best tool for change. You can't change things unless you are aware of what's currently happening. So as you are going through change, right? As things are starting to shift in your day-to-day activities, whether you're going back to work, the kids are coming home from school, you're going out in social situations more, you want to see what you're thinking about those things to get aware so that we can make decisions on what part of those things from that awareness that we do want to change. And we always have choices, whether it's your job and you have to go back to work, right? And like maybe you've been working home for a year and now it's time to go back into the office. Okay. And you don't want to, right? So we can, even if we are, like we've already decided that that's what we're going to do, right? We're not going to quit our job or go find a new one right now. We're going to go back into the office. You still have so much power in what you get to decide to think, feel, and do. So that's where all of our power lays in how we think about going back to work and how we feel about going back to work and what we do in response to those thoughts and feelings. Okay, so that's pretty much our life. Like our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions shape a big portion of our life. And those are things that we can control, which is really good news. So if you uncover some thoughts like, I don't want to go back, that's going to suck, I'm going to be too busy, I like my freedom, I like not getting dressed up every day, whatever it is for you, you can shift some of those thoughts, right? Like maybe you could think instead of, I don't want to go back, it's like, I get to go back. I get to go back and see my coworkers. I get to decide how I want to think about this. I don't have to be stressed out about it. I get to design my own experience. If your kids are coming home from school, you could decide to think, okay, we will figure this out instead of, I don't know what we're going to do. Do you notice the difference in thinking, I don't know what we're going to do to, we're going to figure this out? Huge difference, right? When I think I'm going to figure this out, I feel open and more like receptive. When I think I don't know what we're going to do, I feel confused and stuck. It does not help me think about options to how we're going to manage the kids at home for the summer, okay? If you're thinking it's going to be hard to not overdrink in social situations and I haven't had much practice doing that, I would feel worried. But I could think, oh, I get to practice drinking my planned amount in social situations. Now I get to practice this. Now I feel excited about it. Now I'm like, ooh, this is something that I get to choose to do. Wow. Like, before I was working on my relationship with alcohol, I didn't feel like I had a choice, right? It was like I was all or nothing. And now I have this opportunity to practice using the tools that I've learned in a real-time social situation. Ooh, this will be interesting. Such a different shift from, I don't know if it's going to work, or I don't know if I'm going to be able to stop it too, or what if I overdrink, and you catastrophize the whole thing, right? So that's the exercise. Awareness first, understand, write down the topic. If you could identify one area where you're worried about change that's upcoming, name it, put it in your journal, dump your thoughts out in your brain, your automatic thoughts that you have in there, identify your feeling, and then just make a couple little shifts in how you're thinking about that and notice how you feel now. If you're feeling less restless, if you're feeling less nervous, right? And also, I just want to let you know that it's all okay. Like, you don't have to change anything if you don't want to, but I think just being aware of why you're feeling the way you are and what you are thinking about some of these changes coming up is a lot of times all you need to see, so that it makes sense and you understand what is going on with you, and you're not just like quick to escape that restlessness or that worry with food or alcohol or scrolling on Facebook or, shopping or something else, some other sort of behavior that is taking you away from you and connecting with yourself, right? So we want to check in with ourselves. We want to ask ourselves how we're feeling and how we're thinking, especially around upcoming changes that we may not be super excited about. Or maybe we are super excited about it, but we don't have a very confident, solid trust with ourselves that we're going to be able to show up in the way that we want to show up. All right, my friends, don't forget to sign up for Stop Overdrinking and Start Living the conference the weekend of June 4th. Click the link in the show notes, get all the details, sign up. And if you want to join me in my bigger, longer-term 6-month coaching program, Stop Overdrinking and Start Living, if you sign up now, you will be included in that conference for free. It'll be a great way to kick off your permanent journey to stop overdrinking. Have a beautiful week, my friends. Talk to you soon. Bye.